One of the great tools in Docs is the research tool. It allows you to look things up in documents without actually having to leave the document. So here I have a document started that talks about some Italian artists. And I have Michelangelo listed here. So I'm going to select Michelangelo, and I want to look up some more information about him. So to use the research tool, you can either go up to Tools and go down to Research, or if you have something selected, you can right-click and scroll down to Research Michelangelo. You'll notice that Define Michelangelo is also underneath that. It's something that will quickly take you to the definition. You can also find that through the Research tool. So I'm going to Research Michelangelo. So the research bar will show up on the right-hand side of your screen, and initially what it shows you are the Google search tips. So if I scroll down, I can see there's some images it shows me. It gives me a little bit of initial information, and then as I scroll down, it shows me web results that are associated with Michelangelo. So I can see it's given me Wikipedia. I'm going to go down to the next one, biography.com. And if you click on any of these links, it will take you to that particular site. That allows you to look up and read some more information. Now, if you go back to your document, I'm going to look at the research tool again, you'll notice that as you hover over these hits, you have a couple of options. One thing you can do is insert a link to that page. So if I wanted to go back to that page later on, have a hyperlink to it, I could insert a link. I'm going to do that right now. What that does is it makes the word Michelangelo, the word I had selected, an active hyperlink. Another thing you can do is cite from here. Oops, that tab is making noise. We're going to close that. I can also cite this particular website. So when I click Cite, you'll notice it gives me that little 1, which shows me that it inserted a footnote. So if I go down on my document, I have my citation now for that particular site, and that is a nice way for anyone to create a bibliography. Now, this was just the Google search results. If I click on this, I can filter my results so that I only see images for Michelangelo. It will show me images. I can see Scholar, so if you want to use Google Scholar to get scholarly papers, we'll get you quotes, dictionary. This is where that Define Michelangelo was before. It allows me to search through personal things that I have already that are related to Michelangelo. This one's really handy if you have a lot of documents related to the same topic. And it will also look for tables regarding Michelangelo, which is kind of cool. If you click on that, it will look up where I can find different tables. Here I see lots of lists of his works. I'm going to go back to the everything again. Underneath the place where I can search for things, underneath that, there's also a drop-down arrow. Here is where I can filter things. So I can filter my images so that perhaps I only want to see ones that I can use without having to worry about any reuse issues and copyright issues. I can also change my citation format. So when I inserted that citation, it inserted it in MLA format, but Google will also take care of APA or Chicago, depending on the needs of your particular paper or publication. When you go to some of the others, I'm going to look for quotes, you also have some of the options. Usually it's not all those same options. For citations, it makes sense that I would only look at, or for quotes, it would make sense that I would only look at citations. But if I go to images and you look at the drop down, it will go back to giving me the filter image rights. So that's one great way you can use the research tool. Now, I had selected the word Michelangelo, and if you read my statement, it's talking about all sorts of different Italian artists. If I just want to do some research in general about this, I can just not have anything selected, go up to Tools and Research. Here, it allows me to just search for anything, but what I like more is, I'm going to close that a little bit, it will read my document and it will search for things that are related to what I have said in my document so far. So if you scroll down, it already knows that, oh, Raphael is related to what she has in her document. And I'm talking about art. It gives me a couple examples of pictures and like the Mona Lisa because I mentioned Da Vinci. So this is really cool that it searches that for me. It saves you a little bit of time as a user. But I could search for something else. So if I want to search for another word related to artists, so I'm going to Italian artists and then search for that, it will open up the same sort of searches that I showed you when I had Michelangelo selected. Again, you can insert links or citations. So that's a really handy tool that I wanted everyone to be aware of, the research tool, that will allow you to streamline some of your work when you are creating papers and other resources using Google Docs.